Dani and Andre are having marital bliss, but he's still uncomfortable. Bill's birthday is afoot as Jacob and Naomi continue to struggle in their baby conversation. What's good, y'all? It's Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Beyond the Gates video. And in this one, I'm breaking down season 1, episode number 152. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Beyond the Gates content and conversations. And y'all, we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about from this episode, but also, before I get into that, I want to take it back to my episode 151 breakdown and specifically some of the things that are popping up in the comment section of said video, because some people are seemingly misunderstanding their place. Some people are projecting whatever things that are going on internally onto me. And I just want to go ahead and clear the record, set the record straight, right? Erica is unhinged. A lot. I would go as far as to say that it's probably my damn default state. I am passionate. I am energetic. I am a Gemini. I am intelligent, but I also am from Northeast Baltimore City. The two of them exist together. I went to Poly while living in Baltimore. Yeah. I have a myriad of experiences, academic and outside of academia, that has come together to make this beautiful amalgamation of who the hell Erica is. And in the comment section of my last videos, Hoes is mad. Hoes is saying Erica's too loud. Hoes is saying that Erica appears to be smart, which means I guess I'm masquerading as if I'm not smart. Hoes is saying I need to calm down, it's just the soap. Hoes is saying the cussing is too damn much and the cussing is substandard English and I need to be using standard English. And the part where the hoes got me misconstrued is that this is my this here is mine. This is my little corner of the internet, my digital home that I have built myself brick by brick. And those bricks are infused with a concrete-esque material that is imbued with who the hell I am. All 48,000 of y'all are subscribed in here because I have been myself standing 10 toes down, communicating what I'm communicating about these television shows, about these films, doing these interviews, and all of the content that you see as I am, as I see fit. Have I grown? Yes. Have I evolved? Yes. But I'm never going to stop being me. I'm never going to stop going hard. I'm never going to stop being loud because that's actually who I am. If I wasn't making these videos, the same stuff that I'm saying on these videos is what I would be saying to my cousins, to my best friends, to my mama, maybe not to my grandmama, because she's the only one. She's the only one who gets the non-cussing version. The rest of y'all are going to have to damn deal. And if you don't like it, it's cool because I am very much so aware that I'm not for everybody and I'm not trying to be. I would love people in my audience who are communicating with me and we are going back and forth having a dialogue around these shows, these characters, what's happening, and how that all applies to real life, to have sense about them, to have emotional intelligence about them, to have a certain level of emotional and mental stability about them. And if that's not you, baby, that's cool. That's your life. That's your journey. That is what it is. But I might not be for you. If you can't take the psychological analysis, because that was also part of the problem, I need to stop doing that. Then go find someone else who is not doing those things. Go find a BTG reviewer who is not cursing, who is not analyzing, who is just giving you what happened on the screen. Because what y'all not going to do is change me. What you're not going to do is try to bully me into changing myself so that I can be what? Just like everybody else? The one thing that I can guarantee y'all is that what you get from me, you will not be able to get from anybody else. And that's no shade to any of the other reviewers because there's quite a few who I've actually checked out. I've joined their live streams. I've had conversations with them and they're dope, but they're them and I'm me. Too many people in the audience get a little bit too comfortable. And at this point, I'm doing 3 for 3 because it started with the All-American audience. Then it moved to the sisters audience. And every single time I find myself in a space where I'm actually creating content and it's starting to blow up and then new people are starting to find me, here come the people with the pitchforks and here comes the witch hunt. Here comes the demonizing of Erica. Here comes the overcritical of Erica when quite literally you don't have to watch and you damn sure don't have to listen. So the sweethearts in the comments who saying that I curse too much and that I seem smart, but I might not actually be smart, and I don't need to psychoanalyze because this and this is my content. This is what I'm going to get. And if anything, or what you're going to get, and if anything, I'm going to go harder. I'm figuring out every day how to be more of myself. In a world that's trying to tell you to be something other than your damn self, when all you can be is yourself, I'm going to stand 10 toes down and say, I'm going to be me. And none of you are going to shame me or push me to do anything different. You don't like the review, don't watch it. You don't agree with the take, don't watch it. Or watch it and say, oh, I don't agree, and go on about your damn day. But typing in my comments, typing in my DMs, coming for me, telling me I need to stop saying this, stop doing this, stop doing this, stop doing this. You all don't write no damn checks for me. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep doing it well. And you're going to get over it, get blocked, but not stop this show. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. And I'm sorry for everyone else, because I know it's not the majority. The majority love it here. The majority love the energy. And that's what I actually want to always give. I feel bad when I do come and I'm not necessarily feeling my best, and I'm not necessarily as energetic as I typically would be, because I feel like that is what is missing sometimes. And that's what some people be looking for. Somebody else who feels things, someone else whose heart is beating and like energetic. And this is a group chat for me. This is me just like communicating as I would communicate if we were face to face to one another. And a lot of people like that. I know most of y'all like that. But in the last video, y'all can still go and see, because I didn't take them damn the comments down, and I didn't block anybody. I did get them together, but I didn't actually, filter or censor anything, because this is something I guess I'm going to have to set as a standard moving forward. And I'm just now getting to a place where consistently all of my Beyond the Gates content is getting a ton of views. And I'm used to this at this point, and I have not handled it this way before, but it is what it is. People don't like my takes. People don't have an issue, and then they come for me in the ways that they come for me. But my whole point is that you don't have to be here. And the people who want to be here, stay here. Enjoy it. Take what you can, leave the damn rest. But let's get into this. And honestly, I think I wasn't even going to say anything about it, but Naomi said something in this episode today, and it clicked for me of like, you know what? Hell yeah. She said, I'm not on the fence about any part of my existence. Like, let's take a moment to take that in. I'm not on the fence about any part of my existence, which is going to seem like conflict, which is going to seem like resistance, which is going to rub people the wrong way who are on the fence, who are negotiable about who they are and who they not. I've already done the season of my life where I'm playing down or playing small or doing this or doing that to try to conform to fit in or try to conform to be accepted. Take it as it is. If I'm too big of a chunk for you to swallow, then choke. Because I'm not chipping off any more of myself. I'm showing up as I am. And this, I want to lead this back into the conversation around Naomi, because I've extensively, when we were presented with the storyline with Naomi and Jacob arguing about the position of, are we going to have this baby? Are we not going to have this baby? What changed for you? Now I'm uncomfortable. I've had the conversation extensively about Naomi's side and how she should have bodily autonomy, how I understand all of her points of like why she doesn't actually want to be a mother, why she wouldn't want to bring this child into this world, and how valid all of what she's saying is. And now I want to have a conversation about Jacob's perspective, because I think that his perspective is just as valid. However, because he's not the one who physically has to carry the baby, because he's not the one who has to go through as many changes or make certain commitments, and ultimately the commitments that he makes are going to be like, trust my word alone, which you can only take but so far. It winds up putting his feelings, his perspective on a lower place, or having lower stakes, because he is not impacted in the same way in which Naomi would be. But watching him in this episode, not only have the conversation with Naomi, which I'm going to come back to, I guess I'm going to kind of work my way back, but like watching him have the conversation with Naomi, go to Orphe Jeans when she storms out on him and like grab some food, and winds up having a conversation with June, winds up having a conversation with Martin, not more so about the fatherhood, but like his whole arc in this episode is like unearthing his feelings around fatherhood. And honestly, I think subtly they've given us how he got to the place of, yes, he 100% genuinely agreed at the beginning of their marriage, probably while they were dating, when he was courting her, that, okay, I don't need to actually have kids. But now he can see family nights. He can see having his own unit that he can retreat to when the world is tough, when things get crazy. Like, he has his own group of people that he is responsible for, that he can pour into, that he has a grave impact on. And I get it. Like, I get it so hard. Like, I have been loving how they are handling the whole Naomi and Jacob, specifically around this baby talk. But to give us so much time around Jacob and having him speak to fatherhood, how he sees fatherhood, what he hopes for, in this episode, it was so eye-opening and so profound for me, because I resonate a lot with Jacob. And for y'all's context, I do not have children. I went through, I think, like maybe about 3 years ago now, just navigating my 30s and like trying to figure out, what do I want versus what I don't want. I went through a period of time where I had to reflect on the things that I wanted. And when I got to the whole, I want to be a mom, I truly had to like audit and investigate that statement. I had to like talk to myself of like, okay, you want to be a mom, but why? Okay, and these are all the reasons that I had at that point of why I would want to be a mom. And honestly, during that period of time when I was investigating why I wanted to be a mom, it was so much like ego involved and like pride involved and like societal norms involved. One of the driving forces for why I wanted to be a mother before was because like I was born a woman, and I feel like that is one, or at the time I felt like that is one of the things that we are born to do. So if I don't do it in this life and I'm able to, then I didn't get the most out of being a woman and this experience of womanhood at this particular point in, my existence on this planet. Now, I'm not invalidating that, but I just have a different perspective now, because not all women have babies. Not all women can have babies. And I understand that. And I feel like now I'm a little bit more relaxed and surrendered to the idea of like, if it's for me, it's for me. The other thing I think is something that resonated in reference to where Jacob is now, because a lot of like my drive to want to have kids in my adulthood is because I wanted a do-over. I deeply, deeply, deeply wanted a do-over. And don't get me wrong, I love my family to death. Love my family. I love both sides of my family, but my family is complicated like most people's families. My family has gone through things. We have our traumas, we have our betrayals, we have the things that we say versus the things that we don't say. And in my experience coming up in my family, I always imagined or fantasized that when I was of age and when I was able to marry the perfect man and have the perfect kids, I would have so much more control over how my family unit run. And then I could finally be a part of a family unit that felt functional to me, that felt healthy to me, because a lot of aspects of my current family functions are not the healthiest. And it's not because people are malicious. It's just because people don't know. It's because of generational trauma. It's because of all of the things. Like, we all have things. So this is not me trying to be judgmental of my family or any of y'all's family. But that was a driving force for like how I looked at the whole having babies conversation. And it's like, oh, you get to do over, and then you get to teach them all of the things that you weren't taught. You get to show up for them in ways that nobody showed up for you. You get to just to basically do a do-over. And that's what it feels like is driving Jacob in this moment. And we do have points of reference for him. Like, he is a really great cop. He's an integral cop, but he also is in a certain position where he is not impenetrable to outside forces. The Duprees are pulling these strings over here because they want to get this thing to be hidden and don't want this thing to come out. He knows that Marcel is crooked, but he can only do so much because he has tenure. His damn daddy is the police chief, and his daddy is having drinks and whatnot with Joey, who is the damn crime boss. So within his career, he doesn't have control. He wants to do more, but he can only do but so much. So he's hitting a wall there. And within maybe like his friendships, all we get to see is him be best friends with Derek, and he's showing up for Derek the same way that Naomi shows up for Ashley constantly, and it doesn't feel as reciprocal. So he could be feeling unfulfilled in that regard, right? You have your marriage, and him and Naomi seem like they are good together, or seem like they, are good a good choice for one another. They seem like they are actually aligned, but when it comes to her family, she chooses them. So for me, and like looking and considering all of the context around Jacob, I 100% can understand how he could shift and not just be okay with it just being you and him, especially because when it comes down to you and him and your family pop up, you choose your damn family. But if you had a family, if y'all had your own kids and y'all had your own unit, that is something that y'all could reestablish and build something for y'all. Similar to how the Duprees are functioning, it would be, what is their Hawthornes? Their last names is the Hawthornes. And don't get me wrong, I think that Jacob does want to actually be a father. He wants to be able to sow into a child's life and build a whole little unit. But again, I think it's more about wanting to have a little bit more control, wanting to have autonomy in like how a particular part, his family unit, will function, and having more kids and being able to be the leader and the person who is setting the rules and doing all of that will put him in a position to do that. That to me, it just became so very clear. Like when he was describing when June asks, what would family night look like for you? And he has the ritual of like making fresh popcorn on the stove and a certain type of kettle and like shutting the entire world out. I was like, oh, I get it, Jacob. I get it. You want a world to be able to retreat in within the world. And I get it so much because ultimately that's where I was. Again, in my do-over family, that would have been my number one priority before everyone else. Regardless of like, yes, y'all my family, you my mama, you my daddy, you this and this, but this is my daughter, this is my son, this is my husband, and these people are more important. I think that he's looking for something to give him permission to do that. Now, the thing that is going to be the journey that he has to go on mentally is getting to that place, whether you have kids or not. But then that part also requires Naomi positioning herself in that position. And I think maybe this is where they're going to spin the block in reference to that whole conversation, because I personally didn't love that we never got a revisiting of him being able to express his issues with his father, and his father checked him on, his wanting to be a good cop and wanting to be so honest, but not being fully honest, this, and this, when he was actually pulling his daddy's card like he should have. Naomi signed on and became, one of the Dupree's representatives, so she couldn't have the conversations in a way that he would want to. I think that Naomi's going to have to revisit that and her alliance to the Dupree's so that you can reassure Jacob, because you want him to be on board with y'all not having a baby. So ultimately, you're going to have to abort this baby to commit to this idea that y'all are not going to have kids and y'all are going to be a married couple that don't have kids. Cool. You want him to honor that. That is something that's important to you. What's important to him is having a solid family unit and feeling like he has something to retreat to, safety, a home within the world that has been whooping his ass. And if every chance you get, you decide to flip over to the Dupree's and leave his ass high and dry, then you're not actually honoring his portion of it. So you're not meeting him where he's also trying to meet you. And this is a heavy ass sacrifice you're asking him to make. I don't think that he was being disingenuous, and I don't think that he lied at the beginning. I don't think that he wanted kids before, but once you start to live life and once you start to go through things, some things start to jade you, some things start to shift you, and the more lumps that Jacob takes, the more he probably wants to be. I think that if he could, Jacob would move y'all asses to some homestead, have a bunch of kids, and it just be y'all, because the stress of the world is like, and I feel him on that. I don't know if I had fully given up on that dream. For me, as it comes to like having kids now, I'm like, I can have them or I could not. And I needed to go through my whole process because I thought that at one point, if I never had kids, then I would be a failure. And it was just so much negative emotions tied to that. And now I'm just like, if I don't, then it wasn't meant to happen. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, that is not something that I'm hinging my worth or anything else to. And I'm saying all of that to say, I really enjoy how they're having this conversation. I'm glad that they did this episode in the way that they did, specifically on Jacob's end, because it provided so much context. Now, going to the conversation that he actually has with Naomi, there is so much fire, there is so much conflict, but they feel so healthy because they even create space to say the things. Like, she was able to unload about how she feels like she's being pressured by him, how he needs to just back off, how she tried to consider it, but she just not, and she don't want to be coerced. She don't want to be manipulated into making a different decision because she knows that she doesn't want to be a mom and she doesn't want to have kids. And there's also space for him to say, I don't know what I can say. I'm also trying to distract you and not trying to push you, but every single thing that I do is wrong. And in that, and in the like contention that is that conversation, to me, that's healthy, because you're having that conversation and both people are getting their honest and real feelings out there, so that they're able to now navigate what people are really thinking, not what I thought you said, not what you didn't say, but you really meant to say. And it's hard and it's uncomfortable, but this is what healthy communication actually looks like. And to watch Jacob go on and then be able to like process his feelings around this outside of the conversations with Naomi, because not all of the conversation he's going to be able to have with Naomi. Similar to like her needing to last episode having a conversation with her mom. And in this episode, the conversation with Chelsea, they provide other tent poles for like how to process this. And I just think that this is being done so well. But because Naomi and Jacob are not characters that are like really at the forefront or really volatile characters, this might be something that so many people actually miss, but it's going to wind up being one of the most beautiful, profound storylines to take place, because they're doing a really great job of like authentically like not pushing through it. The pacing is perfect. They are not just letting it go. They're going day in and day out, episode after episode, just unpacking this and like having a conversation, and it's uncomfortable and it's hard and it's stressful and it's anxiety inducing, and all of that is very, very real and authentic to the experiences that a person who would be in those circumstances having those feelings would actually feel. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Now, again, I wanted to take time to honor Jacob's feelings because I get it. And as the world continues to spiral, we all just want to feel a little bit safer. We all just want to have something our own, something that just like is right? Like so much be going wrong in the world. And a lot of times, or at least I think what I'm seeing play out with Jacob is like he wants a family, or to expand their family and their family unit, because that will be the one thing that he will know is right, regardless of how wrong his day goes, regardless of what cases he goes on, regardless of what comes to him from outside of this. And to June's point, like he's such a great man. He does seem like he would be a great father. So that also starts to feel like it just makes sense, which ultimately becomes a thing, right? People have kids all the time because that's just the next thing that you do. Well, we're married, so let's have the kids, but you never intentionally put any thought behind it. So now you got kids and you didn't really take into consideration all that you should have to be a great, present, emotionally stable parent for said kids. I love it. I didn't give y'all no like definitive answers, but I definitely wanted to like take a moment to have that conversation in full, because that has all percolated in my brain as it pertains to Naomi and Jacob. And I'm going through the comments on these videos and I'm seeing people say like shut Naomi down. And then there's also people who have gotten on board with Naomi and like, well, Jacob just needs to get over it. I think that we're going through it, y'all, and we need to see this. We need to see the going through it part. We need to see both points. I don't think that Jacob is dismissing her perspective. I don't think that he's downplaying any of her feelings and her wants, but he's also wrestling with like, so what do I do with these feelings and these thoughts that are in direct opposition of what you feel and what you think, while also trying to validate those things? How does that happen? It's so good. On a lighter note, y'all, Dani and Andre is in marital bliss. When Andre came in and went right for Dani and they got to kissing and they was all in their whole little mode, I was like, ooh, girl, ooh. Okay, Dani, girl. And honestly, I'm gonna say this because I don't care if it's not facts. I'm gonna say it because it's how I feel. Looking at Dani and Andre, smooch, smooch, smooch. Chelsea was there. She had her little moment, but it was more like, okay. But when Haley and Bill over there and Haley's doing too much, it was very much so disgust. It was very much so giving, I'm going to vomit right now if y'all don't actually stop. So y'all could never. But let me focus on Dani and Andre. Child, Pamela wants Andre to be a damn model. And I'm not going to be able to take y'all little modeling agency seriously if y'all keep trying to pick up every Joe Schmo off the damn streets over here in Fairmont Crest. I'm not going to be able to do it. Because Dani, you was eyeing Eva at one point. Now you eyeing Andre. Pamela, wasn't you eyeing the random person that somebody set her up with on a blind date? Like, please. If y'all don't go find some real ass models, don't get me wrong. Andre is attractive as hell, but he's short. There are short models. There are regular people models. Okay, I get it. But just no. I think we're trying to force this thing here. I'm not necessarily mad at this being them because I think that they needed to give them something lighthearted. The whole back and forth and him not wanting to be in the spotlight. I'm like, okay, Andre, cool. You don't want to do it, fine. Her pushing you to do it is fine. I feel like we were supposed to get the essence of like just how great they naturally are together and like reaffirming of what their married life looks like. This is also the day that he's moving in. Child, Chelsea gets to screaming bloody murder. Chelsea's in Dani's closet screaming bloody murder because half of her stuff is gone because she's making room for Andre to move in. And Chelsea got an attitude like, you better be damn worth it because she done gave away all of the good stuff. And I feel like that was just supposed to give us like a slice of life of like what we can expect and like honestly level set. And I started to like, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the scenes with Dani and Andre and I'm smiling. I'm like, okay, they have such great chemistry. This is cool. And then in my back of my mind, because my natural default is to be looking for the other shoe to drop, y'all. I'm just like, y'all are setting us up. Y'all are giving us this easy, breezy, beautiful ass moment with them, showing us how good their marriage is and just normal and cool, only for some to happen coming down the line. And I know what's coming, so I'm going to try to enjoy this moment, but I also know what's coming, so whatever. On the other hand, over there at the damn Hamiltons, it's Bill's birthday. Haley gets this goofy ass crown that looks a mess. Bill, you look simple as hell. And she also throws a party to which only his kids are damn invited to damn celebrate him. Don't he have colleagues? Don't he have friends? This is what you do? And these sad ass looking cupcakes, like, Haley, please. And in addition, she's test driving her own homemade poison because she calls Randy at the top of this episode like, where's my delivery? He ain't found a untraceable, untastable poison gat. So she done had to come up with her own thing and she does it and she marks it with red. I'm just like, Haley, how stupid can you be, girl? I don't want you to succeed in killing this man, but I also don't want you to do it in the stupidest way possible, the most obvious way possible. Like, why are we not paying attention? The way that Naomi eats a piece of the cupcake, it's nasty and she doesn't want to finish it. The way I was like, oh my God, this is going to kill two birds with one stone. Naomi don't want her baby and she just ate poison from Haley. And if she is poisoned, then she can find out that she was poisoned by Haley and lose the baby in the process, which I'm not trying to root for a miscarriage or anything, but she don't want the baby, y'all. So it's, again, two birds, one stone. But she's sent to the hospital because she winds up is losing the damn baby behind the damn poison. And then finds out that she's poisoned. Two and two together find out, oh, and then Haley acted the way that she did about, oh my God, you can't eat this cupcake. This cupcake was specifically for Bill and it's not because of the damn monk fruit. Yes. Then finally we back on track because what? The lady was never pregnant. And we didn't get the follow up of that because Naomi got way too many other things on her mind. And y'all, Naomi also confirms in this episode that she is here for the people. She is here to provide resources for people who don't have family, who don't have support, who don't have the things that she grew up with. So while all y'all are over there clocking that she's giving social worker and not a lawyer, she said that's the whole damn point. That's the whole damn point. She said, I'm going to get my JD and I'm going to go out here in the world and I'm going to make it better for everybody else so y'all get off her back. Anyway, back to the whole, no. Naomi winds up at the hospital getting the blood test because she wants to confirm that she's pregnant. And I'm just like, I need this poison to do something. She had to have eaten that damn cupcake for more than just Haley saying, oh my God, you can't eat this cupcake. Why did you eat that? And it's nasty. I need some chemical proof because I need them to start putting belt to ass when it comes to Haley's ass. Haley literally starts the episode off and so much of her dialogue is Freudian slips. Oh, this will be your only birthday as my husband. Bill like, it'll be here again next year. She is having Freudian slips left and right, talking about the end of this man's life, and he don't clock it. One, because he's too busy trying to affirm that she's the best wife. Oh, what did Dani do for your birthday? I know she probably did this at the country club, did this. He's spending so much time trying to affirm you're the best and you're amazing, and the only thing that matters is you, that you're not even catching that she said this is your last goddamn birthday, that this is the it's always till death do us part every 6 other sentences lately. Bill, you're missing it, and I hate it, and I need something drastic to happen so your kids can catch it. I wanted Chelsea to start to pick up on certain things, but Chelsea be like bothered, unbothered. She's only checked into a certain point. She's only checked in enough to tell you that Naomi, your gift is whack as hell. Look at mine. Look at all the thought I put into it. Because what? It's giving me as best daughter. It's also giving Haley stop because this is disgusting. I'm going to throw up. But it's not giving enough of paying attention of, why do you want my dad to eat this cupcake specifically? And when he switched it and Naomi ate it, why? It's not giving enough of that. So I need chemical proof. I need there to be some type of substance on this blood test, aside from you being pregnant. And whether the whole miscarriage comes as the point of that, that's just a thought in reference to plot. It's not something I'm rooting for, because again, I don't root for miscarriages, but just in reference to plot and thinking about it as a writer. If I was in the writer's room, that would be something I would be pitching for sure. But I need the blood trust to tell me that Haley put something in his damn cupcake. And the little cherry on top that we get, y'all, is that the cupcakes, or at least Haley's cakes, is what introduced or launched them into this damn world. Because what? Naomi invites this girl over after the gym with her sweet treats, because she makes amazing ass cupcakes, and she's, oh my God, these are the best cupcakes I've ever seen. Naomi, you was putting a lot on them damn cupcakes. I don't give a damn what was in them. But then that was the moment. We got the flashback in this episode to the moment where Bill saw Haley for the first time. And what are you telling me, Bill? Is giving love at first sight? Lust at first sight is more like it, sir. And Dani sitting there oblivious. This is really good. The beginning of the damn end. Y'all snuck that in there. Y'all ain't slick. Other than that, Smitty conspires to propose for them to renew their vows. And him and Martin are good. We get a little bit of Samantha, and she's worried about this boy, and she won't sleep with this boy. So now this boy is ducking and dodging her, probably talking big cash about how she's a difficult girl, which is the reputation that you should want to have. You should want to have this, Samantha. Don't worry about these little beady-headed ass boys and they dirty you-know-whats. Let them keep that to themselves. But, this creates another moment for Mama June to be Mama June, so we love that. That's pretty much everything from the episode. Yeah. Y'all let me know what you thought. Specifically, let me know how you're feeling or what you're thinking as it pertains to this Naomi and Jacob conversation around their kids. It's so hard watching them, but I feel like their dialogue that they have is just so authentic and so good. And I still am like of the camp that this is really great for people to see, because women who want to say certain things or who have certain feelings or don't want to be a mom, they are not shown in main media. They're not celebrated. Their voices are not, there's not enough space created for their voices for them to be validated in that regard, the way that is pushed on women to automatically want to be mothers or automatically go along with what everyone else is doing and calling it normal, right? So I love this for them. And yeah, tell me your thoughts. See you in the next one. It's your good sis, She Let's Talk TV with.